Hi, today is July 13th, and I'm here in Chicago. And, um, I didn't blog since more than a week ago, so I'm gonna try to tell you how things went on with the girl from school with whom I was having sort of trouble with. So, um, well, the day, oh my gosh. So I didn't blog the day after the last day I blogged, which was the day when we had a debrief. And well, I always have my notebook with me. I was taking notes of what things to be improved. So during the debrief session, I had a lot of feedback to give. But um, I guess that since these people, well, my coworkers aren't used to giving debrief or to having to giving feedback and having a debrief, it was kind of harsh for them to listen to all of these things that needed to be improved. So even if I said things in a way of, oh, we need to improve this instead of you're doing this wrong, they still didn't get it that good, I think, especially one of them. And the day after that debrief, oh, that was such a dramatic experience because since in the Montessori classroom, children are supposed to clean after themselves every time that they work on something. So, um, one of the I just yeah they were painting some birdhouses, and well, it was a Friday too, and the children were painting birdhouses, and then I said to the youngest one of them, I said, oh, go clean your tape, go clean your space, I said, or something, because I don't think that's clean. And she started to scream like, oh, I'm done, I'm over with this, I've had enough of this, like I can't stand this anymore, like I'm gonna talk with Patty, which is the director of the program. I'm not even having any more meetings with Marsha, like I'm done, I'm leaving now, and I can stand this. And you're like, she started to scream these things like in front of the children, and I was like, okay, like I didn't know what I had done wrong, so I just said I didn't know what to say. Like I just said, oh, children um are supposed to clean after themselves. And then she got all angry, and she went to a little room that next to like the main room, and I just heard that she was talking about me and about how she was not gonna handle this, and she wasn't gonna talk with Marsha anymore. Blah blah blah. Like Marsha didn't have anything to do at all. But I guess that she thought that I was some sort of spy or something, like um, on how she was working to, I don't know, whatever she thought. And I just didn't know what to do. So I was just there, like listening to what she was like screaming. And then I decided not to do anything until she got uh, calm. She was calmed down. So then I just was really worried for the rest of the day because I didn't know how should I act around her, what should I say to her. Like I didn't know if I was supposed to say something or what should I say or do. Okay, I didn't know. And then um uh what happened? Oh, so yeah. My gosh, I can't remember. Well, so it was really tough the entire day, and then I just thought, well, I didn't think I had done anything wrong because I was just following the rule of children need to clean up after themselves. So, but anyways, I thought, uh, well, I still didn't want to hurt her feelings, so I was worried about how, like, where is the line that I didn't want to cross to, like, when I'm being real with someone, like being honest, and the other one is when I'm just trying to please other people or saying things and doing stuff just because I want to please other people or just because I want to be liked by other people. So, but then I also thought like, oh, but it's actually true that I didn't want to hurt her feelings, so I decided I was just going to go with her and apologize for whatever I did that made her that may hurt her feelings, because that was never my intention. So I just went there and apologized to her. Like I said, oh hey Nicole, like I'm sorry, like I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I'm sorry if I did. And she said, well, actually, you did hurt my feelings. And I was like, okay, so yeah. So apparently, she was all scared because since I told the youngest one of them to clean up, she thought like, oh, like there's no way the kid is gonna be holding paint all around the classroom, like he's gonna make a big mess. Then I thought, no, I just meant that uh, I wanted him to wipe his table. So then I thought, yeah, so people and all of the crazy things that happen when people don't communicate. I thought, and of course I wasn't making such a good job before, like trying to communicate and stuff. And then, so that was it for that Friday. I apologized, and then actually we had a conversation for like 40 minutes. And I even like, well, she told me, or she thought I was from Spain, like originally born in Spain, and then that I was living here for in the States for a longer time. But I said no, like I'm from Guatemala and blah blah blah. So we started talking, and I told her why I was here at at Chicago, why that I'm interested in education, and why and I told her a bit more about the MPC and everything. So I think that way we well that I told her that all of the Montessori ideas and principles for me were probably weren't that new to me, or weren't that like they didn't seem crazy to me, or they seem more normal to me, because I told her that we embrace a lot of these principles at my college program. But then I told her, like when I transitioned from a traditional high school and primary education into my college experience, which has been totally different with another system, that was really shocking, and that was a really hard transition to make, I said. So trying to empathize with her. So I think that worked well. Yeah. So that was it for that Friday. Then during the weekend, I can't even remember what I did. Hmm. Can't really remember. Well, I know that on Sunday I went to the Art Institute. Yeah, on Sunday I was really excited because I went to the Art Institute. I went that time for the second time, and then next Wednesday I went. Well, the that was on Sunday that I was at the Art Institute, and then on Wednesday I went to the same Magritte exhibition. So I've been there 3 times now, and I was really excited about that. And I learned that it's the biggest exhibition that I've ever put up Magritte. So I'm really excited because he was actually the first artist whom I really looked upon, or whom I really like researched more about, or looked more at his other pieces, because some of them appeared on Gede Bach, the book by Hofstadter. And when I think that when Hofstadter ran out of the pictures of Escher's, the drawings of Escher that he wanted to show, he started to show paintings from Magritte. So I was really, of course, I loved that book. So I was feeling so happy there in the museum. I just wanted to buy all of the souvenirs. So, where did I go next? I can't remember. I think I went. Yeah, I went to a concert that weekend. last weekend I went to a concert. Um, it was a philanthropic, philanthropic, well, some sort of symphony of people from the well of um from high school, I think, but they were really good, and they were playing some American composers because it was the 4th of July weekend. Oh yeah, so maybe now I remember what I did. I went to Michigan for the week that weekend. Was that just last weekend? I don't. Yeah. So last weekend I just went to Wisconsin, uh, to Michigan or to Wisconsin. No, to Wisconsin. I went to Warren Dunes, or I can't remember the name, Sand Dunes, or some place where there's a beach and sand dunes. And then I went through Indiana, so I was in 3 states in the same during the same day, which is something that I'd never done before. And then came back home and read a bit, um, emailed some people. Yeah. Well, so now my summary of this past week from Monday to today is Sunday. So, well, I can start with the weekend because it's what's fresher in my mind. So yesterday, Marsha's daughter, political family or like parents-in-law, came to visit, and they were staying here at Marsha's house. So I got to meet them. They live in Connecticut, and that was a really nice experience because they're really nice people. And yesterday I went to the University of Chicago with them and to the planetarium, and we watched a video of it's a 3D video of the universe, so that was kind of impressive. Like I just I was just sitting there thinking, oh wow, like why do we even care? Like it's crazy but amazing, crazily amazing how we human beings care about all of these things. Like there are so much and so many cool things in the world, like people, like just like people are really cool and people are really complex already, but then there are so many other things out there, even outside of the world. Like I don't mean like living things on earth, that's cool. Even non-living things from earth are cool. Like I was thinking, like pieces of art and all of these things that even like creations of human beings, like yeah, human beings are already too complex because they can even create things that then other people can appreciate and enjoy and look upon. And in all of the human interactions and how people think, react, and communicate, and everything, and how we are, how we feel, everything. Still, there are other things that we look up to that are so much bigger, so much big. Yeah, they're like huge, like big, humongous, uh, gigantic things like the universe. So it was just sitting there like, how come we care? It's amazing, but how come we care about all of these things? And like, yeah, I just find it really cool that we care about these things because I do. So, yeah, I was just thinking a lot about, yeah, about human progress because they have all of this um, journey of men going to space and men going to the moon for the first time, walking in the moon. And that really was more than something that Americans celebrate. That's like a celebration of the world. Like we walked, well, we didn't walk, but like there is no such thing as a we, but a man walk on the moon. So that was pretty amazing. Well, that's a pretty amazing thing to think about, because in the planetarium they show a lot of, like, all of the telescopes, like the history of the telescopes and how they evolved, and like for instance the ones that Galileo used compared to the ones that they use now, and the ones that they used in the past. Yeah, it's just like the whole chronology of things, like how people thought and were thinking that things were gonna be in the outer space, and then how that changed, and how men actually got to the moon. Like, really, the sky isn't the limit. So that's kind of crazy to think about, I think. And then, like, all of these galaxies and stars and everything, so many things undiscovered out there, and so many more galaxies that I just thought, like, this is not it. Like, of course there are other not human beings, or maybe, but other living um beings out there in the universe somewhere. I don't know where though. um yeah. Well, then, um so that was it. Oh, and I was so excited at the University of Chicago because Marsha's son-in-law um, goes to school there, to the business school, to a Chicago booth, and that was really exciting. Excited to be. I was really excited to be there, and we could get into everything because he has his card to get into everything. So it's a really beautiful campus, and they have all of this great things to for people to study and everything. I took a lot of pictures, made me want to go to school there. It's really pretty. And then just gave me a bunch of ideas about how things that could be implemented at UFM and at the MPC, like in their library that is really small. Um, they have just like really little booths where people can go to study, and they have like lights, so, or lamps that they can use, like if they want to read or something. And they also have this cool place where they have some pool tables, and they have a cafeteria there, and some chairs and tables that you can move, so people go there to study, and whenever they get tired of it, they go for a pool game, and then they go back to study, or they just go there and talk about ideas. Like, they have a lot of spaces where people can actually stay and talk about things. So I think that UFM is missing that so bad, like places where people can actually stop and have conversations. Um, or yeah, a lot of places in Guatemala, in fact, are missing those spaces designed for, like, environment for human creation and conversations to uh, be to happen. Um, yeah. So then during this weekend, I was finally, since on Friday I had that conversation with Nicole, and I apologized and everything. I think she really liked that a lot. And I was also feeling better because since it was Friday, I was already worried, like, oh, I'm gonna have such a terrible weekend if things don't improve with her, because I'm gonna be worrying about it for the entire weekend. But I didn't, because things got better with her. And yeah, so this week, um, yeah, my relationship with her was improving. Like, I decided that I was not going to bother that much with the um, practices that the other teachers were doing with children, but rather concentrating on how I could be implementing the Montessori method method in the rightest way with the things that I know. And yeah, just modeling, like instead of just saying improve that, just like doing it myself and trying my best. And just yeah, and stop like giving feedback about, hey, like I think you could improve this, or at least be if I was going to that, just being really aware of the way in which I was going to say it. So I learned that that matters a lot, like not hurting other people's egos. So I was at the end, like in the end, I was really happy that I went to this struggle at work, because I thought, yeah, like that showed me how, or that reminded me of how we as human beings are also different. And so if I want to have a relationship with other people, I shouldn't expect everyone to be the same way as I am or as the other people that I am around. So I need to be extra delicate with the things that I'm saying to these people. And um how the way that how I'm saying these things, the way that I'm saying these things, and just like being clever and thinking about the best ways of saying things, and but at the same time being honest, right? Like it's really hard, but I guess that it's something that with practice it gets easier. It becomes easier. Oh, and I just remember, like, so since today is June 13th. Today was the World Cup final and Germany won 1-0 against Argentina. Well, back to topic. So yeah, I really learned that, and I also learned that, or I realized that whenever I say I can always learn from people. It doesn't necessarily mean that that person literally says something that, oh yeah, like I didn't know that, and you learn that right away. But I say that most of the time, what I mean when I say that I learned something from someone, well, not what I mean most of the time, but a lot of the times, is that what happened to me with this Nicole, for instance. I learned a lot from my relationship with her, like from the struggles that I had with her. I learned so much about how to treat people and about how to approach people when I don't when I'm meeting them, or how to approach people that I'm gonna be working with in the future. How to have better relationships with co-workers and with people in general. Um, yeah, trying to establish a learning relationship with everyone, trying to make sure that people feel and know that I respect them and that I want to learn from them. Um, and that they can feel secure around me, and that I'm here to help, that I'm not here to uh, struggle with them or to give them trouble. I'm here to help. So that's something that I learned from my relationship with her. And yeah, I just had this crazy aha moment that you like we always learn from our interactions with other people. It's not necessarily that, hey, I learned something from you, something that you literally said, but rather something that I learned from my relationship with someone, or something that I noticed from that someone does that I learned. So that's one thing. So yeah, basically those were my biggest thoughts during the weekend. Mm, yeah, and I was just realizing how crazy it is because I was reading Punished by Rewards by Alfie Kohn, and then in school a lot of notice how some of the parents, like almost all of the parents and the rest of the teachers, are using rewards with children all the time, like offering positive feedback, like, oh, that's good job, excellent job, that's really pretty, or you are a big girl, you are you're such a great artist, or you're such a great this or that, or I adore this, like, or giving all of this praise, like, yeah, you're a really good girl, give me 5. So yeah, and then what else? I guess that's it for the. Oh, and I met someone this week. So Marsha introduced me to this young libertarian, and I was really happy I could have good conversations with him. And yeah. Oh, and Felicia's dad, Felicia's father-in-law, or Rose's dad, he was saying to me, yeah, like I wanted to find, like he studied finance or economics, and he was like, yeah, like I just got this liberal side of the story, and I wanted to know what the truth was. So after I went to school, after I graduated, I looked for the truth, and I found Austrian economics, and to me that's the truth. And I was really surprised about how he was saying that there is a bubble at this moment with the stock market, in the stock market, so that he is expecting it to explode soon. Like I think, like, oh, he didn't say that it's gonna be soon, but he's saying that that thing is gonna explode someday. And yeah, so I can remember all of his predictions that he had. But it was fun to talk to him and to understand and follow what he was saying. And I told him that I study at a libertarian university, pro free markets, and that I love Hayek. And then I went to the University of Chicago, and they have these pictures of Hayek. That was a really nice experience. I want to go back to that campus. Mm, I think that's it for the weekend. Yeah. So I guess at this moment I'm really happy. Although I did have a lot of sad times, because like Jeff Sandifer said, like, oh, like we don't have a budget now to pay you in Austin, and I was researching, and it's really expensive to live there. So I'm worried about that, and I was a little bit sad because I was missing my friends, family, blah blah blah, a lot. And sometimes I was feeling kind of alone, kind of lonely. I mean, blah blah blah. But yeah, right now I'm happy. Yeah, I hope I can keep this happy. Yeah. Well, thank you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.